One of the things that people say sometimes is that, oh, I've been eating so clean for so long, so I can't tolerate anything unhealthy. Or, like, for example, when I eat, say, a pizza now, I ate a pizza like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I was just like, hey, I want a pizza. I made my own pizza, marinara, vegan, of course, and I had my pizza. And then the next day I actually got sick. I mean, that might have been somewhat of a coincidence, but even apart from that, in the past when I've done it, I've really had some serious symptoms, really feeling really unwell after just eating a pizza. And then someone else might come along and say, what? You get sick from eating a pizza? I eat a pizza every day and I don't get sick. Right? I feel great. I eat pizzas every day. So what's going on here? Am I weaker now that I've had several years of living very healthfully and eating very clean, just eating a fruit diet for the most part? Has such a clean regimen caused my body to actually become weaker? Because that's what it seems like, right? And that's what a lot of people say. No, I can't tolerate those foods anymore. I've been eating so healthy for so long. Now let's investigate that idea a little bit and talk about why this happens. I think there are two different things going on here, and we'll deal with them separately. First of all, think about a smoker. First time you take a draw from a cigarette, what happens? You cough. You react very strongly to that cigarette. Then 100 cigarettes later or 1,000 cigarettes later, you smoke, no reaction. Your body doesn't really react to it in the same way. It's gotten adapted, so to speak, to the smoking. So what's happened here is actually that when you take that first cigarette, your body is healthy. It resists the smoke. It reacts to it negatively, which is what it's supposed to do when you're taking in smoke, which is not good at all, of course. Your body reacts strongly to it, and that's a good thing. That means your body is strong. Whereas the more you smoke, the weaker that reaction gets. You're weakening your lungs and all these little hairs down in your throat. You're weakening them to the point where they're not able to elicit a response anymore. If you fight someone, it's a bizarre example, but if I punch someone, they're going to react quickly. But if I keep punching them over and over again, eventually they're going to stop reacting. They've been weakened so much by my punching. So again here, the person who's not reacting to the cigarette anymore because it's smoked for so long, his body is in a weaker state than the person reacting strongly to it. So you see where I'm getting with this. Like, if you're eating healthfully, your body becomes stronger, healthier. It will naturally react stronger towards those things that are negative to it than it would have if it was in an unhealthy state. So your immune system is stronger, for example. Your immune system is healthier if you're treating your body well. And so when you get exposed to some sickness, some virus or whatever, your immune system is just like, bam, fight, ready to fight that virus. Whereas if you're in a weakened state because of unhealthy living, your body might not be able to elicit that same response. So that's one of the aspects of it. You simply eat clean, and when you suddenly eat something that you're not supposed to be eating, ideally from a perspective of the optimal human diet, like eating grains, which is what a pizza is, or consuming some kind of substance that the body doesn't like, it's going to react strongly to it. Whereas most people on a standard diet, they're just consuming everything and anything. Their body is in such a weakened state that they're not actually able to respond as strongly to it. That's one of the aspects. The other aspect of this, I think, is probably even more sort of important, and that is the fact that I used to eat pizza every day, right? Not every day, but a lot, and anything. In my past, I ate a standard diet. meat, dairy, bread, a pretty standard diet, and all kinds of crap, all kinds of junk food. I was eating it all the time. And if someone told me that they had a pizza and they felt terrible, I would probably laugh and just say, I eat pizza all the time, I feel great. Here's the thing though, I didn't have a reference. I was always eating those foods, so I was always feeling the way I was feeling, and I thought that was the way we're supposed to feel. Like I feel good, I guess. I wasn't really sure. Now though, after experiencing good health for a few years, after changing my diet towards a high carbohydrate, fruit-based diet, vegan diet, as well as getting enough sleep, sunshine, rest, activity, basically living a healthful life. After doing that for a few years now, I know what it feels like to be healthy, and it feels amazing. So whenever I do something that's not optimal, I can really feel the effects of that. Whereas before, I didn't know better. I thought it was normal to go around feeling sort of half sluggish all day long. Thought it was normal to feel sleepy in the afternoon. Thought it was normal to sort of crash at the end of the night rather than just fall asleep. I thought it was normal to have headaches regularly, normal to have stomach distress regularly. I thought it was normal to go to the toilet and sit there for 45 minutes trying to, squeeze or whatever, the constipation basically, right? I thought all these things were normal. Well, I didn't think of it consciously as these things are normal. I just thought, I didn't think at all about it. It was my normal. And I think that's the case with a lot of people. They think, they don't necessarily know how it feels to be healthy. So now that I've eaten clean for a long while, a few years, whenever I go back, so to speak, whenever I have a pizza, and I'll probably have a pizza again, because every now and then I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of health in order to get some kind of cultural experience, which the pizza is, reminds me of my childhood or whatever. Or maybe, in a certain situation I might want to have a beer, and I'll have a beer, no big deal. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of health for that. But when I do that though, even minor things like having an alcohol-free beer or having a cup of tea, herbal tea, I notice it. Like having a cup of peppermint tea, I actually notice that I'm getting a little bit like, there's something going on in my body, in my head, which I'm not enjoying, because I'm so used to feeling very stable, very in control, and that sort of thing. I certainly don't like the effects of alcohol when I rarely, very rarely, have an alcoholic beer. I really don't like that effect of that alcohol, and gives me a headache later. It's just not worth it on anything other than just a very irregular basis. When I react to that pizza, when I react to that whatever it is, strongly, and everyone else is just like, oh, what's happened? Have you become so weak now after eating so clean? No, it's not that I'm weak. I'm actually stronger. It's actually my body is just reacting to it, and I'm sensitive enough. After knowing now what good health is like, having a reference, I'm sensitive enough to be able to gauge what something does to my body. I can feel what it does to my body. My baseline is so stable that anything that differs, anything that changes from that optimal routine, I notice it. So I'm able more to kind of see what food does to me and connect the dots and say, hey, this pizza made me feel like this and this and this, and that's not the way I like it. Whereas before, I wasn't able to distinguish between those different symptoms because I was sort of having them all the time. Anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. I'm sure you can relate if you're on a healthy diet somehow, if you're living a healthy life. I'm sure you can relate to both the idea of other people not understanding this concept as well as understanding the concept itself. So anyway, share your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this, if you've had any experiences like this in the past, and your thoughts about the subject. Remember that I offer health coaching. It's done via Skype. You can go to our website and sign up for that at any time. If you want to have some sort of personal assistance maybe with reaching your goals, whether that be health goals, diet goals, or even life goals, as well as a free newsletter. And if you sign up for the free newsletter, you get a free ebooklet on how to get started with the raw food diet as well. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks to all the Patreon supporters. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you around.